Tabletop role-playing game bundles and sales and PDFs and bundles in a world where it's Monday, the first day of December. We're going to look at bundles of tabletop role-playing game stuff because that's what we do on Mondays. I don't know why I'm using this voice. It's 8:13 in the morning. It's the second day of December. Good morning. Happy holidays. Hopefully you've survived Black Friday, wherewithal, and all the other things in Turkey, and you are well and safe as we take a look at all the bundles that are available, or at least we can find. I know I am not doing as good a job as the guy who was doing it at EN World, but he's still missing. So get well soon, sir, because I cannot live up to you. Anyways, let's start with Humble Bumble, because I love saying that word. Humble Bumble. Yeah, okay. Doesn't look like we got the free league happy birthday sale still going on. 72 books, $888 value, including these three, which I believe are the physical, but I'm not sure. And in addition to all these various publications of the Pathfinder stuff. I'm reading to see if they are physical or just PDF. Doesn't say. I think they're PDF, but I'm not sure. Anyways, this is the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Core Revision, which we gave them a lot of crap for earlier this year, where they took the Pathfinder 2nd Edition rules, scrubbed them clean of any connection to the OGL/Wizards of the Coast, even though they really didn't have to, and recreated them for your spending. Hey, no, you just bought that 2nd edition, but you've got to buy a brand new 2nd edition because this one's heavy metal core. Anyways, this is a perfect jumping in point to the world of Pathfinder 2nd edition. I think first edition was better, but whatever, because it has tons of stuff. Modules, adventures, character creation stuff, DM's guides, a GM screen. PDF of a GM screen is kind of pointless, but whatever. All the other stuff, all the bells and whistles to get your Pathfinder game a running. Woohoo! Moving on. I think this is about. Oh yeah, I know this. I heard about this one, but wow, what a really small typeface you chose. This is a free league bundle. Woohoo! 29 items. No physical. These are all PDF, including Mutant Year Zero, Tales from the Loop, Symborium, which I probably said wrong, The Amazing Forbidden Lands, Dragonbane, which is much better than I thought it was going to be, and it's a role-playing game where you get to play a duck, The Amazing Twilight 2000, Coriolis, more Mutant Year Zero stuff, some of the adventures for Dragonbane and Twilight 2000, just a general hodgepodge, smorgasbord, plethora of free league games using the Year Zero engine. You know I'm a huge fan of free league, so I highly recommend this one if you are interested in the system and the work and the research. Plus it's $25 for games that normally sell for like $1,000 each. So yeah, pick this up if you're a free league fan or interested in getting into the wacky world of Tales from the Loop at L. Look at me using big words today. Blah, blah, blah. That's not for us. That's not for us. That's not for us. That's not what for us. That's not for us. That's not for us. Nope. That's it. Okay, that's the only role-playing from Bundle of Humbles. Let's move on to the Bundle of Holding and see what role-playing juicy goodness they have for us this morning. Thank you all for taking time to join me. All right. Bundle of Holding, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, starting with the SR4 Sprawl Mega. This is Shadowrun, 4th edition. 20 source books that send you across the amazing, wacky world of Shadowrun. This is the 4th edition, I believe. Shadowrun's in its 6th or 7th edition, but the information of these should still be good, even if the rules don't measure up to the current rules. So for $18, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 source books. And then for another $18, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extension books. So we have everything you need to know to run a beyond just Seattle in the world of Shadowrun. You get the Almanac, you get a guide to Seattle 2072, you get other guides to other places in the world, you get some information on the different species that are manipulating, including the dragons. So just a humble bumble of a bundle of holding of just good, juicy Shadowrun goodness. So we also have the Shadowrun 4E Core Mega. This leads us up to the 6th world. So this is the current version. I thought they were like 7, but whatever. So we got this SR4 Core Mega Essentials, including the Shadowrun 4E20A Core Book and a bunch of other stuff that goes with that. And then we've got the bonus collection, which has some adventures, some source books, some mini source books, just more things to Lego onto your existing Shadowrun 4E Core Mega. So if you've ever been interested in playing in the weird, wacky, wonderful world of Shadowrun, where it's cyberpunk meets fantasy, this is a great way to get started and get interested. And it's probably better than Shadowrun First Edition, but that's not saying much. So yeah, Shadowrun. Some love for Shadowrun. All right, got the Palladium Fantasy from our friends over at Palladium. This is everything you would need to start playing in the 1996 second edition of the Palladium Fantasy, a D20 system many people believe is better than 1996 Dungeons and Dragons. It's definitely more complicated. You know, I'm a huge fan of the amount of research and work Palladium puts into all their creations. Just so much content, so many explanations, so much research, over and over and over again. You hear me talk about Heroes Unlimited and how they describe the power so completely that any question you would have about, can I do X with this power, they've addressed. They do the same thing with the fantasy. They've got amazing maps. They've got an amazing fantasy world, tons of great source books, but it's Palladium. So it's written in the same nonsensical way all the other Palladium books are written, with the character creation system just sort of scattered in no sensical, and you're just like, part of it's here, part of it's here, I don't understand. Why is this here? I don't understand. So, that's my hate aspect of my love-hate relationship with Palladium. Love the amount of work, love the quality, love the content, love the research, love them as a source book, but just, dear God, guys, just learn to edit. Anyways, it's $18 for the starter and another $18 if you want to get all the source books. Okay. Spire. We've heard a lot about Spire, even though we've never seen it. Spire is that kooky, cool 2020 fantasy punk dark world from Rowan Rook and Deckard about a bizarre, ever-expanding eternal city where you either live in or under, and it's ruled by drow elves, and there's all sorts of just dark, spooky fantasy punk. One moment, please. Fantasy punk is not a thing. Stop it. Okay, and I'm back. So if you're interested in Spire, the $13 would get you the starter collection, and the bonus collection, which has got a ton of stuff in it, would get you more stuff. So get both. You'd have everything you wanted to do to play this very weird, bizarre, kooky, supposedly awesome game that nobody's actually seen that I know of, but people say really good things about it as you try to explore and survive in the machinations of a mile-long, mile-tall, never-ending city of Drow. And then if you survive all that, we've got the Heart, the city beneath, which is the Underdark Dungeons part of Spire, the city above. This explores the deep, dark corners and hallways and mysteries of Spire for $18, continuing on with the story that began in Spire. Again, it's kooky, it's wacky, it's dark, it's strange, it's bizarre. It's this never-ending Underdark thieves' quarters, sprawling mega fantasy punk fantasy thing. One moment, please. There's no such thing as punk fantasy. Stop using that word. Okay, I'm back. We looked at that one. 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 Cornucopia 2024. This is just a bounty of stuff from various different things. So it's got a starter collection from a game called Sawyer's Fights or Survived, Sima, and Exile, dark fantasy role-playing. The bonus collection has Die, Passion de la Passions, Thousands Arrows, and Magnimonium. I would have put Die in the starter collection because Die is just such a interesting lamppost in the world of tabletop role-playing game, and its evolution is just so spot on weird. Much like The Expanse and a few other projects that started at one thing, evolved to become another thing, evolved to become a third thing, evolved to become a fourth thing, and then evolved back to the very first thing it was to begin with. Much like The Expanse, Die had the same thing where it started as a game, became a comic book, and that comic book became a game. So not as many as The Expanse, but still the same story. So I would have put that first and the second one second. The others, I don't know anything about these. Do we get an explanation? This one, apparently we have a soap opera role-playing game. We have a Thieves Guild role-playing game. We have the martial arts role-playing game, Fight to Survive. We have SEMA, which is Incense and Iron Dungeon Crawling. I don't know what that means, but it's a dungeon. We have Exile, Dark Fantasy Role-Playing, which is a crawl along the nightmare path. We have Die, which should have been in the starter set. We have the soap opera role-playing game. We have Thousands Arrows, which is a game about the history of Japan. I think I've heard about this one. We have Magnomoria, which is a face-based RPG of Renaissance wizardry. My story about the mystery of the Fate role-playing game. So just a cornucopia. This is just an excuse for them to clear out the hallways, get you some really cool stuff in your laps, PDFs, of course, and use the word cornucopia. We have Torg Cosmos 3. This is a complete set, 2 complete settings for the Torg, which, if I remember correctly, it was Warp World Rifts Torg. So same basic idea. Imagine a world where suddenly every apocalypse, every possible scenario happens at the exact same time, and then fast forward a couple years to see how the world has recovered to all these different things happening at the exact same time on Earth. So this is the one that said, Ragnarok, but Odin started a rock band, I believe. Anyways, you get the starter collection for $20, and then you get the bonus collection, which increases the storyline of the Torg universe, especially this specific chunk of the Torg universe story, Throckhold and Pan Pacifica. I do recall there were some books set in this world as well. So it had a lot of love when it first came out, and then it kind of just away, but it looks like it's trying to come back. And then we have the Engine GM Guides. This is the Engine collection from Engine Publishing. For $10, you get a bunch of different adventure building books of NPCs and focal points and random tables and stuff like that. All things that just help you improve your game and flesh out your game, and all things you can find on free on the internet. I'm just saying. So that's the Bundle of Holding. Thank you, Bundle of Holding, for making all these wonderful products available to us on this Cyber Monday. Moving on to Drive-Thru. All right, these are all the sales and stuff on Drive-Thru this week. Doesn't really seem to be any theme. Castles and Crusades is marked down 50% off. That's good. There is a Cyber Monday, Black Friday sale. Discounts on pretty much everything, including mine. Stuff is marked down. Specifically, mostly the same stuff that we've already seen. Some maps, some art, some weird-looking books. Yeah, nothing really amazing. Same stuff that's been on sale for a while. Some new stuff. Pretty much everything is marked down over at Drive-Thru, so there's no one big thing they're doing at Black Friday, Cyber Saturday, Small Business Sunday, whatever. So pretty much if there's a title you're looking for, like my stuff, it's probably marked down over on Drive-Thru, like my stuff. So why don't you head over to Drive-Thru and just see what's marked down, because I'm just going to say pretty much everything, at least for today and probably through the next week or two, is going to be marked down in some form. Other than that, nothing really jumps out to me. It's the same stuff we've already seen. Now, I know there's more stuff on the Drive-Thru that they find, but I can't find because I'm not as smart as them. And finally, now for something completely different, it is the second day of Jingle Jam on the Yogscast, and that, of course, means all this month we're doing a whole bunch of charity. You can go to jinglejam/tiltify and get the Jingle Jam game pack for $35. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 different full video games available, and all the sums you spend on the video games go to a charity of choice. There's 18 different charities, or you can write in one, like Team Primetime. So yeah, it's a great charity. I watch Jingle Jam every year. I absolutely love it. They do this every year in some form or another. So 2 weeks of them just driving each other crazy while they play video games for charity. Check out the Tiltify Jingle Jam collection if you're feeling festive this year. And if you don't have a lot of money and don't have a lot of time, but still want to do something awesome for the holidays, you can always buy my stuff because it's marked down on drive-thru and it's marked down over at Postmortem. And it's a great time to jump on that OG GM bandwagon because I got a lot of cool stuff coming out next year and a lot of cool stuff that just came out, including my post-Holocaust game. So check it out. Until then, thanks for sticking with me, and we'll be back momentarily. Till then, it's time for some music.
News from the table in the rolling waves, dice in our hand, where the dungeon is brave.